All right, today we're going to jump into something really powerful. It's a piece of lyrical poetry that's just hauntingly beautiful. We're going to be talking about loss, about silence, and about the ghosts that we all carry with us. Let's get right into it. This grave of my voice. Just let that phrase sink in for a second. This line, right here, this is the entire heart of what we're exploring today. I mean, it's such a devastating metaphor, isn't it? And we're going to spend our time together really unpacking what it means to have a voice that isn't just lost, but one that's been deliberately put in the ground. So to understand the grave, we first have to understand the weapon that dug it. And in this story, the lyrics paint this picture where silence isn't just an empty space. It's an active, powerful, and destructive force. And look at the wording here. It's so specific. Your silence broke me. It wasn't angry words. It wasn't a fight. It was the absence of words. It makes you think that the spell of the entire relationship was held together by communication, and the moment that stopped, the whole thing just shattered. Silence itself became an act of violence. And all of that leads us right to this definition. You see, the grave of my voice is so much more than just not being able to talk. It's really about the death of your self-expression, right? It's your identity getting suppressed because the lines of communication have totally collapsed. It's the final result of being broken by that silence we were just talking about. The finality of this is just chilling. The lyrics talk about the voice being buried in quiet whispers, which implies it was a deliberate act. This wasn't some accident. It was a burial. Someone chose to silence this voice. But here's the thing about burials, right? Sometimes what you put in the ground doesn't stay there. And that brings us to the next part of this story, the haunting. The voice might be in its grave, but believe me, the memories are very, very much alive. And the lyrics are just filled with this incredible ghostly imagery. First, you have echoes that breed beneath my skin. I mean, that's an internal haunting you literally can't escape. Then there's a mirror that cracks right where the other person used to stand. What a powerful symbol for a shattered sense of self. And finally, a ghost that walks right through a hole inside the narrator. The past here isn't just a memory, it's a living, breathing thing. But this ghost isn't just there for torment. It actually has a job to do. It's there to speak the truth, the very same truth that was buried along with the voice. So this haunting, it becomes this unavoidable confrontation with a past the narrator desperately tried to erase. And confronting that truth, well, that leads to a really dark turn. This is where the story shifts from passively being haunted to actively participating in one's own destruction. And the consequences are just devastating. This sequence of events is just tragic. It starts with the narrator. I lit a match. Maybe it was an act of defiance, or maybe an attempt to burn away the pain. But they're blinded by it, but couldn't see. And in that one moment of vulnerability, the other person steps in, takes over, and just callously finishes the job, burning away everything that was left. And what's left after a fire like that? A curse. The narrator is trapped in an endless December, this state of permanent emotional winter, just cold and dark. They're forced to remember not just the pain, but the fire itself, the act of their own destruction, frozen in time forever. You'd think that would be the end of the story. Silence, haunting, fire, what could possibly be left? But then, out of all those ashes, something completely unexpected starts to happen. We get to witness this incredible transformation, where a new kind of expression is born right out of that empty space. This right here. This is the moment everything pivots. It's amazing. On the left, you've got the shadow. It's a symbol of absence, right? It's just an empty space where love used to be. But then, look at the right. That exact same shadow, the symbol of loss, it begins to sing. The source of all that pain actually transforms into a new source of song. And what's so crucial to understand here is that this isn't about digging up the old voice. That voice is gone. This is about something entirely new emerging. The silence, which started out as a weapon used against the narrator, has now been reclaimed. It has found its own voice, and it's singing a song of survival from the very bottom of that void. And that leaves us with this final, really profound thought to carry with us. What these lyrics suggest is that even when a core part of who we are gets lost or buried, something else can grow in that empty space. It's not going to be the same, of course, but it can still be a kind of music. So the question to ask yourself is, what is it that learns to sing for you?